God bless Mother. It was dark in the trunk, with only bits of light coming in. I was terrified. On top of the high dive, getting on a plane, passing as a white girl when you're really colored. Terrified. If there was ever a time to prove Mother right, this was it. I tried to picture my 4-year-old self, too stupid to be afraid. I tried to pretend it was dark because I was home in bed. I imagined so hard I could almost hear the lions roar. I felt a little better. The church bells chimed, 3:15. Red turned left, then right, then went straight for a long time. The air was terrible, full of exhaust. I wanted to cough, but I was afraid they would hear me. Red turned onto a bumpy road. Just when I was sure he was going to drive forever, the car stopped. It's 3:45, I heard one guy call out. You're an hour late. Sorry, said Red. This old clunker doesn't go over 25. Bring anything to eat? He asked. I peeked through the rusty hole. Burly leather jacket guy slapped his friend on the back. We're going fishing. I'll catch you something. They finally walked off. When I couldn't hear them anymore, I made myself count to 100. Then I tried to open the trunk. Only one problem. I could feel the lock. But there was no catch on the inside. Why would there be? Who would be stupid enough to jump into a trunk? I kicked at the trunk, even made a dent in the metal, but it still didn't open. Think, Marley, think. There had to be some tool, something I could use to pry it open. I felt around, my fingers closed on a cold, round cylinder. Yikes! The dynamite. I'd forgotten it was still there. I dropped it like a hot cake and backed away as far as the trunk would allow, which was only about an inch or two. I tried to imagine a magic square or the area of a circle or solving for y, but it didn't work this time. All I could think of was how when Red came back and opened the trunk to put the fish he'd caught inside, he was going to kill me. Then I had a worse thought. What if he didn't open the trunk? How could he? I still had the key. Would he even notice it was missing? He thought the dynamite was still in there, safely locked away. What if I was locked in there for days? What if I had to go to the bathroom? How long could I survive in there? I hadn't even had a chance to say goodbye to Liz, or David, or Judy, or Daddy, or Mother. Mother! Oh, God bless Mother. If I had my purse, the letter opener would be inside. I felt around in the darkness. My purse was still slung over my shoulder. I pulled out the opener and, fumbling in the dark, placed it next to the trunk latch. Maybe I could use the letter opener like a pry bar to force the trunk open. I took a deep breath and slammed my hand down on the letter opener. The blade broke off the handle. I felt around in the darkness, but the blade must have slipped down somewhere because I couldn't find it. I kicked at the lock. Nothing. Panicked. I picked up the letter opener handle and pounded at the lock again and again until finally the trunk popped open. Sunlight shone in, blinding me. I gulped in deep breaths of fresh air. I was free. Then I froze because I wasn't free. I was stuck in the woods with 3 scary boys who would likely kill me when they realized I had stolen their dynamite. So I did the only thing I could do. I grabbed my purse, counted 2, 3, 5, then jumped out of the trunk and ran. I made it about 20 feet before I fell down. For a second, I thought I'd been shot. Then I remembered they were fishing, not hunting. I listened. There was silence. The boys must still be down by the river. There was no one around. Slowly, I got to my feet and began to walk home. I stayed close enough to the road that I wouldn't get lost, but far enough into the forest so that Red wouldn't see me if he drove by. It was slow going. There wasn't really a path, and I felt achy all over. Brave, stupid was more like it. How did I think we could prevent something bad from happening? Every time I tried, I made things worse. My thoughts got darker and darker, as did the sky. Pretty soon it started to rain. Finally, I came to a farmhouse. I didn't even care about getting in trouble anymore. I just wanted to go home. I went up to the front porch and knocked at the door. No one answered. There was no car in the driveway. I tried the front door. It was unlocked. Hello? I called out. Hello, is anybody home? Now, usually I'd hesitate at least a minute or two before I went into someone's house without permission, but I'd already stolen some dynamite and jumped into a car trunk today. What was a little breaking and entering? So I opened the door and went inside.